do 'em like that.
Y'all watching another episode of Highly Respected with yours truly, Miss Streetz, and I have a very special guest, singer, songwriter, producer, a whole bunch of stuff, Jamell Jamell NYT. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good. So we have to talk about the name, Jamell NYT. I see the hat. Break down the
But
meaning of your name and how you came up with it.
I had a really weird childhood, and I don't know where it came from. Or somebody said like sometimes through the darkest nights come the brightest days, or like you got to go through the darkness of night before you can get the brightest dawn. And to be honest, I always loved Nas when I was coming up, just listening to Nas, right? And I wanted to be. I like the name Night, and I'm dark complected, and I feel like I learned a lot of the stuff through the hard times through the night. And at first, I had a K because I wanted it to mean know your truth. But I liked Nas. I liked the way it looked when you write it, and I liked it just how it looked with three letters. So I was like, you know what? Nobody hears the K anyway. Let's just take the K off the end and let's call it know your truth or not your type or not yet tamed, and let NYT be night. So it was just kind of like creating my own name and then having it remind me of the mantra know your truth. you know that's what it really stands for.
Yes, that's definitely dope. I love that. So we gotta talk about your single Problem that I definitely like. It's on my playlist featuring Mano. Um,
Thank you.
how did that collaboration come together? And then talk about the record itself.
So I've always been a fan of Mano since he did all the above, and my manager is friends with his publicist. So they were doing these events like last year for Woo Wednesdays for Davies, and I'm a huge fan of Davies. So I was like, let me pull up. And I kept pulling up to these events,
Mhm.
and I met Mano and I met Nelly. And to be honest, like the show was really good. So I
Mhm.
was like, you know what? Wednesday night, I'll go drive, 12 minutes to Harlem and get some food and maybe rub some elbows with some people. I'm an independent artist. So I
Right.
would hand cards there and just kind of just show interest. And I also do a lot of different stuff online for people. So they had approached me and he pretty much hit me up and was like, yeah, man, I'll give you a verse if you want to put something together. So I was like, for real? He didn't charge me any money for the verse or anything. And Mano's like a really good dude. Like if you get to know him or you actually talk to him, he's very he's very stoic, but he's serious. Like if he rocks with you, then he rocks with you. Like he came out to my video, he just kept it really professional and
Mhm.
really cool. He's encouraged me to continue to push the song. He's been really really cool in that aspect of just like he loves the record. Like when I sent him the record back, when I sent him the verse, he was like, "Wow," and invited me to the studio. And it's been really cool to build a relationship with him because he's somebody that works really hard and is involved in a lot of things and's been involved a while, but still pushes other artists and still, really out there doing work. So I'm really happy I got a chance to collaborate with him.
That's definitely dope. And then you have a project that you released this year straight from MTA. Now I'm
Yep.
from New York, so I know what MTA is, but what I want you to talk about the project itself, and then 12 songs are on there. Talk about the process in making that too.
So when I came to New York, I was homeless. I came from Vermont originally, and I struggled like for real. Like I grew up in the foster care system. I don't have any family really in the world, so I've had to fend for myself. And I was at a dark place, another night place, as you will, in Vermont. I was heavily into drugs. Like it was bad. And for me, I always had a passion for music. I've been making music. I've been playing on the street, and it got to the point where I was really tired of where I was at in my life, and I hit complete rock bottom. And it was just like I got $62. Like I'm gonna just take a trip to New York, because I'm sleeping on my friend's floor, legit. Don't have a job. I have $120 left in my name, and I'm not gonna get paid for 2 weeks. My phone's gonna get cut off. I have to make money. I gotta find a way to like do something with myself. and I'm tired of washing dishes. So I hopped on a Greyhound May 26th, 2017,
Mhm.
and I landed in Grand Central Station from Vermont after a 12-hour bus ride. And I got off the bus at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And I will never forget it because it was hot and I was so excited to be in the city, even though didn't have a place to stay.
Right.
So I had to play. Like I was like, I'm either going to make enough money for a hotel or I'm going to sleep in the street.
Right.
So I got to New York. I got down. I started playing at Grand Central Station, off of Madison, and they shut me down because you can't play inside of there. I went from Grand Central over to Port Authority,
Mhm.
and they shut me down in Port Authority because I can't play in there. From Port Authority inside of the 42nd Street station, I was playing inside the station, and then some girl was like, "You shouldn't play on the mezzanine. Nobody can really hear you." And I'm like, "She's right." So I ended up just playing outside in Times Square,
Mhm.
and God is so good because I met a girl that night that taught me how to play. Like I'm completely homeless. I got my backpack on my back. I got flip flops on my feet,
Right.
and I was destroyed. I was completely broken, like for real. And I was just playing and playing, and people were filming me. And this girl, she literally says, "You are going to kill yourself singing like that."
Hmm.
And what do you mean? She's like, "Let me show you." She brought me inside of the train. Okay, 42nd Street, Bryant Park. And she took my hat, she took my guitar, and she hopped inside of the train.
Mhm.
And she's playing Hotel California on my guitar. Now, inside the train cars, you know, people
Right.
aren't going. People aren't going anywhere. They're not moving around.
Exactly. They're stuck there.
They're stuck there.
Right.
So if you suck, you're gonna know.
Hmm.
But I was playing rent, so she went in there, she played, she made about $5. I was like, oh my goodness, it resonated. You
Just
know,
that quick.
yeah, there's about 12 to 15 cars on a train car, and there's anywhere from 40 to 90 people on a car any moment in New York City on any train.
Hmm.
So I started playing on the train, and I played on the train. I slept outside for about 3 days at Bryant Park, and I stacked up all my money to play the train. And about 6 months later, I ended up on the Steve Harvey show.
Hmm.
Literally
Wow.
playing guitar on the show. I ended up doing Good Morning America 6 months after that from playing the train.
Hmm.
So straight from the MTA is literally like the sounds on the album are from my videos of me playing on the train. My
That's
merchandise represents the train because New York City train system legitimately like saved my life. Like I wouldn't have a place to sleep. I wouldn't have a place to eat.
right.
People would not know who I am at all
Hmm.
if it wasn't for me playing the subway.
Wow.
So
That's a beautiful story. A very good testimony as well.
amen. It really is. Like
Definitely good. Cool. So
yeah.
I love the project, by the way, too. It sounds like, it's authentic. It sounds like it was coming from a place of hunger and love and just everything. So I love the record, definitely.
Thank you.
So as far as you writing and producing and stuff like that, which one did you do first?
I I started writing when I was really young. Like I started writing poetry, and I
Okay.
poetry a lot, and then I started playing guitar
Hmm.
and studying the guitar a lot when I was about 14, 15. And
Hmm.
then I started rapping, just from writing and rapping. I didn't get into production until like way, way later. I
Okay.
started because I would have ideas and I would play them on guitar, and then
Mhm.
I would record them, and then I would add drums over them. And then the first beat, like my guy Tank, I remember he was there. The first beat I made was it was fire. I'm not even gonna lie. It was fire. I made a bunch of bad ones but like the first beat I made, it was called Lollipop. I'll never forget it. It was the simplest beat. And the producer, no, it was like the most simple, wasn't complicated, just guitar and drums and like a little bit of bass, and it just came out so hard. And it was just like, I produced um from then on for a long time after that.
That's cool. So describe your style for people that, may not know it or they just want to know, like, what's your style?
You, it's crazy because like I get compared to The Weeknd all the time compared to Michael Jackson all the time, just like tonality or whatever. But like, I don't think my music sounds anything like that.
Mhm.
Like, I would say that like I'm a singer, but I'm not like a R&B romantic hypersexualized singer.
Right, right.
I'm like a singer that will talk about real issues.
Mhm.
I can get a little street, but I can also do a lot of pop commercial records. Like I don't I don't think I really have a style. Like I just love to make music. Like I might do some acoustic, unplugged
Mhm.
with Matt record, then I might do a problem with Mano. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
I might do a I try to like, and that's probably one of my main reasons why I haven't signed any major deals or labels or anything. It's because I do all different types of music, but
Right. You do. Yeah.
I have no style. Like I'll try to just make what I feel. Like if I feel it and it makes me feel good or feel away, or I spit it and somebody's like, "Ooh, that sounds hot," then I'm
Mhm.
gonna put it
And you
out.
fuck with it. Right. That's cool. I mean, that's how I like it, but I understand how the industry sometimes is. They're looking for people with a certain style. But to me, just having a broad, where you're able to just do anything, any genre, I think that's dope. So I appreciate you doing music like that, to be honest.
I really appreciate that because
Yeah.
I got a lot of people that like the Problem record. Like a lot of people like Problem, and then they'll go and listen to Beautiful, and they're like, "Wow, they
Yep.
love it too." So it's like people aren't just people listen to music because of how it makes them feel, and I think a great artist is somebody that can emulate all different ranges of emotion, and this is why like was so successful because he's like he had everything. He had Dear Mama and he had Hit 'Em Up. You know
Yep.
what I mean? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Exactly.
you
Yep.
gotta have both. You gotta give them an array. You gotta take them on a journey with you.
Definitely. So what's some of your long-term goals? Like once get established and you're making a bunch of hit records and stuff like that. What's your long-term goals?
I have started on a lot of my long term goals. I have an ambition to help people. I really like to do what I can, especially like for the youth, to just help out where I can. I currently work with a bunch of different artists and entrepreneurs, showing them how to develop an online brand, create a brand, monetize a brand, and use affiliate marketing, network marketing, automation, e-commerce, and tools like that to create a six-figure income.
Right.
Um, as I grow older and get more into music and finances, my initial goal is to help people that are struggling from substance abuse issues. And I want to set up a nonprofit or like a rehab that can provide not only like home and medical resources for people that are struggling, but resources that allow people to have entrepreneurial training or
Right.
education training or vocational training so that they're able to get themselves out of a place of addiction and move into a place of recovery where
Right.
they're whether have charges, whether they don't have charges, they're learning the skills within our program that are going to
Right.
allow to leave with knowledge of how to create a life for themselves. Like that's what I want to be about, is to help people build a life for themselves. Because coming from the system, I feel like I'm obligated to really, really utilize my platform or what I can to give back to people who are struggling. Because there's a lot.
It is
There's
definitely.
a lot of people. We
Excuse
don't
me.
talk about. We don't talk
Right.
about it. There's a lot. There's somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody right now that's struggling hard from addiction, that has the skills, has the knowledge, he even has the, but just
Right.
doesn't have resources. Like so many of us don't have the resources. Like if we just knew how to get a loan or knew how to fix our credit, right? Or knew who to talk to get the mindset training to be able to buy real estate, to get into trading. I want to be able to provide those resources for my people,
Yeah,
the people
definitely.
that don't get a look.
It's definitely needed for sure. So that's something that I'm glad that you want to do and you're doing now. So that's really cool. What's next for you? We have a new year coming, 2023. Everybody has things they're working on. So what are you dropping or what's new for next year?
That's my main thing. I'm launching a mentorship. It's called the Artist to Entrepreneurs Mentorship. Just like kind of giving my awareness on what people are doing as far as like how to grow a brand and stuff like that online. And then musically, I have a bunch of records in the chamber. Like I'm still independent, so I'm working with a team right now, and we're just literally planning out how we're gonna roll out the next record because music is, I got Afro beat records, I got pop records, a lot of records, but next year for sure, I'm gonna be doing a lot more live performing and connecting with my audience, like really connecting with people, doing a lot more interviews, engaging with the fans, really connecting with people, finding out what they want, and then positioning myself to be there.
Cool, definitely. So with all that being said, you have to drop your Instagram or YouTube pages, anything you have, so the fans and listeners and new people who have no idea, they haven't heard your music, but they're interested. How can they do that and where?
So you can find me literally anywhere. You can just go to Google, type in Jamell and then NYT. As you see, I'm all geared up. Um,
Yes. Promotion.
yeah, check it out. Jamell NYT, Know Your Truth. Yeah, you could type in Jamell Knight Problem with Mano and listen to the music. Check out the album. I respond to everybody, so if you hit me up on Instagram, it might take me a minute, but I will respond to you. And I, just here to build relationships and connect with as many people as possible.
Yes, definitely. Most definitely. So Jamell Knight, thank you for stopping by to talk to me. Like I said, I listened to your song Problem, then I started listening to all the songs on straight from MTA. So I'm hooked. I'm a
Thank
fan
you.
and I wish you nothing but the best. And I see nothing but big things happening for you in the future.
I really appreciate your
Yeah.
support and using your platform to give me a
Yeah.
light a
Yes.
lot. Thank you so much.
Most definitely. Thank you.
Have a blessed night.
You too.